Cassie Viella at Feral Creatures Homestead, and today I'm going to be starting sweet potato slips. I really hope you can hear me over the sound of the chicks chirping. Sorry if that's very loud. So sweet potatoes are really fun to grow because you can start them from a sweet potato, and I feel like the process is just really fun, really interesting, really different from other plants. So they're one of my favorite things to grow, even though I don't like to eat them all that much. I eat a little bit. So I'm starting them this year. I just got from the grocery store. I just bought some organic sweet potatoes, so we'll see how that goes. Last year when I did this, it worked pretty well, so hoping that we have a repeat. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them in half, and then I'm going to fill up my jar with water. So I fill that up with water, and I'm just going to, let's see, how far down do I need to go? I gotta go pretty far down, so I'm gonna stick these pretty high. You should use toothpicks. That's probably the easiest thing to use. My kids played with the toothpicks and I don't know where they are now. And I need to get these started, so I'm just gonna use these little pieces of wire. And so now that potato is floating, and what should happen is over the next few weeks, it should grow something we call slips. And that's almost like a little eye on the potato that's going to make leaves. And then the next step is that we'll root those leaves and then plant them in the dirt. So hopefully that will happen, and I'll film that when it does.
All right, so I wanted to give an update on the sweet potatoes. I suspended them in the water, let's see, 2 weeks ago-ish, maybe a little bit less than 2 weeks ago. And so you can see I have 4 jars here. So I think you can see the roots kind of going crazy here. I have changed out the water twice, so I change it out every few days. Just kind of when it seems like it's getting murky. I don't have like a countdown or anything. I should, but I don't. Not that organized. But you can see here on this guy, let's see, I can put him under the light. This little purple, there we go. This little purple guy, that's the slip forming. So that is what is going to grow and produce leaves, and then we'll stick that in water, and eventually, hopefully, it'll be its own plant. But I did just want to kind of give the 2-week update, and I'll see you in a couple weeks, and we'll see where the potatoes are. Okay, so I have grown some of the slips for the sweet potatoes. You'll remember that we put these in water a couple of weeks ago. We've been watching the roots grow. I mean, it's just incredible to me how quickly they grow. But now we've got these. So this is the slip. And so we're gonna carefully, and hopefully I don't make a mess here, I'm gonna carefully take this potato out, and we're gonna start removing the slips. Now, what I did, so I had one that grew early, and I already stuck it in some water along with some rooting hormone here. And you can see, I'll pull it out of the jar. You can see that it's already grown some little roots. I want to say I put this in here about 3 days ago, so they grow really fast, the roots do. And I put it in this little jar because it was so short, but I'm so impatient. I wanted to get started. I couldn't wait for it to grow anymore. So what I did with that one is I put a tiny bit of this rooting hormone into the water. So I'm just gonna shake a tiny, like that's too much. You need a teeny tiny amount. So I'm gonna put a little teeny tiny amount in there. I'm going to fill that with water. By the way, my husband got me this chicken pitcher from an antique shop for my birthday last week, and it's my favorite thing ever, I think. I know it's so silly, but it's awesome. So this one kind of grew out the bottom. You see kind of out the bottom and oh, see, this one came off when I pulled it out of the jar. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave that big old root on there. I'm gonna give that its own jar. actually, let's focus on one that doesn't have roots on it already. What I do is I just twist it really gently until it comes off, you see? And so now I've got this, you know, kind of tiny little plant here, and I'm just gonna stick that in the water carefully. So see, I've just got it submerged with the leaves above the water. And I'm gonna do that for all of these until I've got them all in here. And then I'm just going to leave them here, just like I left this one, until they develop some roots, and then we'll check back in when we plant those in the ground. All right, so now our slips have developed nice root systems. This one's huge. And so it's time to plant. Now I've made a hill of a mixture of compost and potting soil, so it's really light, fluffy dirt for the potatoes to grow in. I've hilled it up about 14 inches or so. I'm gonna plant 3 of these slips just so that we make sure that one of them survives. So do you want to help?
Yes.
Okay. So
Now
cover
we
that up.
gently put this covering, and don't cover the leaves. They might be very close to soil, and you have to try to avoid that.
That's right.
So that leaf is going to help the plant survive and increase its chances.
Alrighty. Okay, that's 2 slips, and I'm gonna do 3
I've
per
been
hill.
eating a lollipop. High in the soil.
You're so silly. Alrighty. Let's finish this one, and we're good. We'll water this in and see what happens. Yeah, try to push off the top layer. There you go, there you go, there you go.
Okay.
Can move this thing.
Once we got to like the main base.
There we go.
Is this full of potatoes?
No, there's no potatoes. Come on. Grab
I
these.
don't know that.
I see some here.
Oh no.
That's okay. Grab that other one on that side.
Okay. Okay, this one's a
That one's
bad.
okay. What about...
Bad.
Oh, there's some little ones.
I pulled. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. See? Look. Yeah. Whoa. Nice. That's a pretty good
fat
one.
Potato.
That's a fat one.
Okay, now
Look,
there's
here's one. Oh, yes. All right, so that's our sweet potato journey. I know that right now I don't look like a homesteader. I was filming my market update for the real estate side of my channel, and I already have on makeup and have the lighting and everything set up. So I was like, let me just film that outro for the sweet potatoes real quick. So that's why things are ridiculous. I'm sorry. I also apologize for like the quality throughout the video, because this camera that I'm filming on now, I just bought a couple months ago. Obviously, I did not have it when I was first planting the sweet potatoes, and so I filmed those with my iPhone. Hopefully, it doesn't matter. It still explains the process. But I just wanted to film the outro real quick. So, you know, we planted the sweet potatoes. I stuck those in the ground and basically forgot about them. I'm gonna be honest. I never put any fertilizer or compost on them. I didn't water them. We had a pretty rainy season, and so it rained pretty often. So I guess that's how they stayed alive. I don't know. But yeah, I did not do very well with the sweet potatoes, and you can see that I still got some. Now, it was a disappointing harvest. You know, if you're expecting like huge sweet potatoes, they weren't huge. I'm probably gonna be able to make like 1 dish out of those 7 piles of sweet potatoes. So that's kind of disappointing, to be honest. But I think that given that
I did not take care of them. I was out of town dealing with a family emergency for the past couple of months, so I'm actually surprised that anything grew because I really was fully expecting for us to not find anything at all. So that just shows you, I mean, I used a store-bought sweet potato, grew some slips, stuck them in the ground and forgot about them, and I still got some sweet potatoes. So to me, that is why they are magical. I don't even like the taste of sweet potatoes that much, but I am gonna grow them every year just because I'm just fascinated by that process. I cannot believe that I can stick a sweet potato in water and grow a plant from it, and then it will grow multiple sweet potatoes for me. Like, that is magical in my book. So I'm sorry, I'm like super excited about sweet potatoes, but that's how I feel. So yeah, disappointing harvest, but for the circumstances, actually, I'm pretty proud of it. We also, we took the sweet potato leaves, are edible. And so I cooked those up, and I cooked them up with some onions and sausages, and they were so good. Like, I think I like sweet potato leaves better than sweet potatoes themselves. They were really delicious, so I highly recommend, don't waste the leaves. Eat the leaves too. Throw them, just olive oil, onions, garlic, and some sausages if you have them. Mix it all up. It's perfect. It's quick. It's delicious. My roommate is from Kenya, and when she tried them, she was like, oh, this tastes like back home, how we cook back home. So I'm like, my head is huge right now. I'm like, African cooking good? Like, there's no way. So definitely saute those sweet potato leaves. I'll post, I guess, on Instagram or something, whatever dish I make with the actual sweet potatoes. I'm thinking of making something for Thanksgiving, which is why I harvested them this past weekend. So I hope that helped, though. If you have any questions or comments, I'm still pretty new, so if you have any tips, if you're like, this is what you did wrong, absolutely leave a comment. Tell me. I want to grow. I want to learn. And until next time, happy gardening.